the recognized symbol of excellence in collecting podcasts.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Mighty Champions Action Figure Radio. This is a show where we talk action figures, toys, collectibles, and all that sort of thing. So if that's what you're into, sit back, relax, because we're about to unbox 1 or 2 hours of top shelf, front row toy talk. My name is Maximum Sweat John Sargent.
Ooh, that's a good one. And my name is Battle Ravaged Christian McGann with 32 points of articulation.
Oh, nice.
AKA the Toy Biz Disciple, AKA the 250-pound prodigy.
That's a lot to fit on a box.
It is, but you know what? WWF is calling. Which one is WWF? The first one? Or is it WWE?
WWE is what it is presently. It was WWF before that.
Okay.
And it was WWF prior to that.
Crazy.
You guys can follow along with the show on Instagram. We're at Mighty Champions. It's been a big week over on Instagram. Lots of content. You guys can ask us questions there. You guys can see our personal collections. We would love to have a look at your personal collection. We'd love to see your weekly purchases. We would love to see your newest acquisitions. Tag us at Mighty Champions. You can definitely subscribe to the show so you don't miss any episodes. A new one drops every single Monday like clockwork. And you can leave us a review because that is how you can support us. That's the only way at present that you can support the show is just by being the next review. We need them. Okay. What we're going to get into today, we're going to build a shrine. We're going to build out not just action figures, but objects for whatever it is that we might be building a shrine for or to. We're going to get into the news. It's a really nice, juicy news week. And then Christian's going to grill me about my one and done rule. He's going to interview me. He's going to...
Think of this as Silence of the Lambs. John even has the cover over his face.
He's going to interrogate me about my one and done rule. And I vow to make a live purchase on this episode.
Oh my God.
I am going to buy something while we record
Let's
today.
hope the card doesn't decline.
All right. That's what we got on deck for today. Christian, what have you been up to the last week or so?
Man, I think you hit the nail on the head. It was kind of like a very toy frenzy week, but not in a shopping sense, but just talking toys with you. You're going to talk a little bit about, you know, some deal transactions that were happening this week that I thought was a really cool connection piece because I happened to witness the whole thing. But yeah, man, pretty good week. Had a game last night, and it is a Murphy's Law. But baseball is Murphy's Law.
Baseball is Murphy's Law.
Yeah,
baseball is, if it can go wrong, it will.
It will go wrong.
Baseball will just humble absolutely everyone.
Yes. Yeah, a bit of a weird night last night. We live in Austin, Texas. It's been over 100 degrees every single day, bright, sunny, whatever. Yesterday, pulling up to the field, getting out of the car, talking with the manager of the team, thunder happens, and it's like, oh, that's funny, like right when we get to the field. And as soon as we step foot on the grass of the field, it begins to rain. And I was like, and that is comedy, my friends. So it was this weird sort of interdimensional balance of, are we going to play tonight or is it raining? We got some BP in, then it started pouring, and then it was just a lot of hanging around, moving the tarp, taking the tarp off, whatever. Like, a lot of that. We ended up playing a team, and they had like 80 guys there, and looks like some of them were just pulled right out of high school, which this guy is a high school baseball coach, so it was like, hey man, we're all like 40, but like, do you guys want to come play with us? So it was just a bunch of hell? Dude, it was weird. And they just all happened to be pitchers too. So faced some like live pitching from like, I'd say they were decent. They were better than your average men's league pitcher because they are like actively in the sport.
They're in it.
They're
training for it.
Yeah.
They also have geometry homework they need to get to.
Yeah, it was weird, man. It was funny. It was like, I was like, did you guys just like have open tryouts and just said yes to everybody? Because it was just like, we had 9 guys and that was about it. Or maybe 10. So I think we had 10 guys and then we lost one because like last night was just this weird event that took place where typically like you might think you see stuff like this across, like people getting injured or like fights almost breaking out or a player almost getting ejected by an ump. For some reason last night that all happened and like the span
With a bunch of high school kids?
No, they weren't. It was just happened to be one of the guys from my team. Yeah, one of my dudes on the team takes like a dog hack and then just like does the whole like and then like grabbing his back. And he's just like it was a fly out and he didn't even run. He just like threw his bat and then came walking back, like gripping his back. And we were like, bro, you okay? And like based off of his response, it was almost like he freaking like
ruptured his spine.
Yeah, like that was the kind of the vibe he got. And then like he was just like, man, I'll go to right field. And they're like, dude, no, you're going to sit there. And then it turns out he couldn't even take his shoes off. So it was like pretty bad. So that sucks to see.
Yeah.
Because he's had a kid and he won't be able to like make playoffs. If we make playoffs, you have to be like so many games to be eligible.
That's a bummer.
Yeah, man. Then like some crazy drama with the ump. Bad call on his part. The ump's a really nice guy. Like I love talking with this dude. But yeah, I mean his chest was on third base and like before the tag was even applied, and then he's like, got him, and it was some screaming, dude. It was like, that's a warning. That's a warning. You give me one more. And we were like telling him.
Did anybody get tossed?
I mean, it was our teammate. Like we literally, I was over there like, no, it's fine. It's fine. Like, hey, it's good. I'm sorry. Like, let's please. And we were like begging the guy, like, dude, we need you. You cannot get thrown out. We literally need you. Thankfully, the ump is just kind of like, he's just like a dude that just wants to talk about baseball when he's there or he'd talk about his golf swing or whatever.
It's a good thing they have that temperament. I could not. I'd be chucking people left, right, and center. Man, I'd be drunk on power.
Man, so like it made me think about certain people that I also know that play on the other team with me.
I had 2 friends that umpired Little League when we were in high school, and they didn't get asked back the next year because one of them was so drunk on power. He was tossing parents and ringing up 8-year-olds.
You see that all the time. You see it all the time. Guys fighting like umps and stuff like that, which is just like, it's annoying. And eventually he was like, hey, I'm sorry. Like it was cool. It was like everything made up. And then like later on when just like Murphy's Law was breaking out, one of the guys on the other team got hit. And this is their dude that we're throwing he throws like over 90 but he's wild, and he pegged the dude Cutter like right into his back, and they're like talking to each other, and I'm thinking it's like usually when a guy gets hit, it's like, hey, yeah, my bad, bro, whatever, blah blah blah, and then they're just kind of like going at each other, sitting there for a little too long, just sitting there talking, and the ump is like, guys, and then he's like, the dude's like, what are you looking at me for? He's like, you're just sitting there talking, like my pitcher's like, you're just sitting there talking, and then he was like, what you looking at though? And he was like, you're talking to me. You don't stop talking. And I'm like, oh my God, dude. And then the guy who's like he gets on, I'm playing first at this point. He gets on first and he's just like, he of course says the whole, like, he's like, trust me, bro. I'm not the one. I'm not the one.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey man,
sure.
I was like, hey, this is a men's league, bro. I was like, you paid to be here. And he just stopped. And then eventually they like fist bumped, and it was like, he was like, oh, that hurt, man, like whatever. And I was just like, why do we got to go through that? And dude, this is the worst chirping team I've ever witnessed in my life. Like if it was like one of those things where you walk over there and you just decide to start swinging, like nobody's going to hold you back. They had the guy, which I tried. I was like, I don't want to talk crap because it's just going to backfire on me. But I've told you about this dude who is like this 40s, I think he's like late 30s, but he looks like he's in his 40s. Dude that's like at the cages, and like how I see him come in, and he's in the cage with like a 16-year-old like a 16-year-old girl trying to help her swing or whatever. He's there, and dude, he's jaw jacking like crazy, bro. And it's like I'm almost in disbelief. I'm like, I wanted to walk over there and be like, I can't tell if this is a bit or not, because it's so over the top that you may as well have a camera crew following you around, because you're like, you're like supposed to be this character, and
Just a
whatever.
ridiculous human being, master of everything in his own head.
Dude, he like hit a soft grounder and like couldn't run, and they just like the third baseman just like fielded it, looked at me, and then just flicked it over to me, and it just rolled on the ground, and I went and picked it up and then tagged it, and it was just like kind of just like we're just like, we know you're not going to be fast or whatever.
Ouch.
It was crazy, man. And it was one of those things where it was like, people warned me about that guy, and I see him, and even like his hitting trainer told me like I cancel on him on purpose.
Because you can't stand him.
Because you can't stand him. So anyway, long story short, dude, we ended up catching the L, which it was just like, we were like this close. And it was just one of those things, man, where it was just like, God, dude, like whatever you try to do, you know, it's like swinging underwater, or I ended up I got a hit, but it was like a swinging bunt, and it was just like, but whatever you got to do. And then the last kid was like almost like a sidearm breaking ball kind of kid, and he K'd me pretty bad on the last one. But anyway, that was my week, man. That was mine. So how about you?
Man, I had a good week. Still just basically home with the dog while Danielle's in Europe. But I had a lot of extra time for toy thoughts and for martial arts and things like that. We've been working on flying knees in martial arts, and I'm having the time of my life. I love the movie stuff. The impractical, you would never do this in the streets. It's not part of self-defense in any way, shape, or form. It is part of like an MMA fight. You would do it in an MMA fight. You wouldn't do it if somebody, accosted you in the streets. Like,
why not though?
I mean, I might, but like, I'm just saying there's a difference, right?
I mean, I think we talked about that. It's like, dude, if somebody was just acting wild and you just decided to go for it, it would probably catch him off guard.
Yeah, like, I don't know. I'm just having a great time with it. It's like, and we're only at the beginning of what it's gonna, kind of become, and I'm having a blast with it. But I just love the flying knees. As far as toys go, this week, I kind of talked about when we did that, excellent adventure, that I spent so much money on that day. July was going to be a little different.
Yeah.
Not just because I spent so much money on that day, but also like my birthday's in August. That may or may not have a trip to a toy store somewhere. You know what I mean? I'm basically just grounded for July anyway. So let me clear up some space, gather up some funds. So where that started was, I was like, there's this running joke on the show of like, I don't know what I've even pre-ordered. And when it shows up, I'm like, I don't know what this is.
Yeah.
I was like, let me actually go look. Let me be responsible and see what I have pre-ordered. And see if who I am today aligns with who I was when I pre-ordered these things.
And as you've stated, that you are the last man on earth to get his pre-orders.
Yeah. So I canceled some pre-orders.
Whoa.
I canceled my McFarlane sports figures. For two reasons. One, upon further inspection, they look like Hallmark Christmas ornaments.
Fair enough.
They really look booty cheeks. They're bad.
This is gonna tie into a little bit of what we're gonna talk about later.
Two, shipping. I was like, I'll see these in stores.
Yeah.
And if I want
You'll see them at Ross.
If I want to get them, I'll just pay retail and not have to pay shipping, because they're only $20. They're not like crazy expensive,
Yeah.
but for bad figures, that is a lot of money, right? So I was like, let me cancel these pre-orders for Jerry Rice and for Magic Johnson. Went around to all the sites, because I don't know where my pre-orders are. The only other thing I had pre-ordered was on Hasbro Pulse, and it was a Transformer, and it was a 49ers helmet Transformer, and I was like, I don't need that. Like, I don't need that. Like, I'm a 49er fan, but I'm a 49er fan if I have that or not. Like,
Yeah,
I don't
that's true.
need that. What am I going to do with it? Where would it even go?
Oh, I'm gonna save this. I'm gonna save my response for later. So keep going.
So that was $80 that I saved right there.
Beautiful.
Because that Transformer was like $45. Like, that's how much I had paid Pulse.
Yeah.
With shipping and everything.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
For a thing that it was just like totally FOMO. Mm-hmm. In addition to that, I had a bunch of stuff here in the collection that I just either wasn't on display It was in a box somewhere because of, like, you know, at some point I just had FOMO, or it came with a 2-pack, or I was like, this will be good for photography, or it had been replaced, or I just wasn't feeling it. And I had talked about dozens of times G.I. Joe Classified. Love them. Love the figures themselves. Love the character designs. Love the execution. Love the releases. Love how frequently they do it. Love how they communicate what's coming up. I love how easy they are to obtain. I love the...
We've almost said, I think, at least I know you have, they're probably the best toys on the market right now.
I think they're the middle of the Venn diagram and the best toys being produced at this very moment. I don't connect with them. I don't love them. I don't feel them. And I came to that hard conclusion and said, I got to get rid of my classifieds. So I rounded up everything in the room, basically, that I was willing to part with, which ended up being, I don't know, like 60 figures, something like that, and all the accessories and stuff. And I hit up Austin Toy Exchange, my boy, who I go to at every convention. I've bought stuff from him. We've brought him up here before. And I said, are you interested? And he said, sure am. He came over to the house. We chatted toys for, I don't know, an hour. Had a great hangout. Made a deal. We're both happy. He left with whatever it was, 60 figures, my entire G.I. Joe Classified collection, a bunch of Marvel Legends, a good amount of wrestling. And I left with cash. So that was like probably the largest sale I've ever made. Not dollar wise, but like number of figures all at once. I've never sold something that was essentially the whole collection. You know, that was saying goodbye to a collection, which I have not done before.
You've not done that before.
Don't have even the most mild regret about it.
Yeah.
Not even the slightest. So I know it was the right move. And we're going to talk about what I'm going to do with this freed up space, but that felt real good. Like, that felt real good. Coincidentally, not a complaint. Not even slightly a complaint. Not mad. I think it's funny. He paid me in cash. I took it to the bank to put it in the ATM, and all but one $20 bill goes into the ATM, and then it goes, this one's no good. So I unfold it and flip it over, put it back. It's all, that one's no good. Do the snap, snap, snap. Yeah. Put it back
Rubbing it on the corner of the Coke machine.
And it won't take it. And I'm like, whatever. And then I take it, I put it back in my wallet, and I could feel it. It felt different. I was like, this might be counterfeit. I was like, there's like, I've worked in enough jobs in retail that I've encountered counterfeit cash, and I know cash is not like common anymore, so nobody's checking it.
Right.
Actually, honestly, if you wanted to be a counterfeiter, today would be the best time to do it.
Yeah.
And I get back to work, and I'm talking to one of our coworkers, and I'm like, I think one of the bills that he gave me might be counterfeit. And I hand it to her, and she goes, for motion picture purposes. And I go, what? And she hands it back to me. It says it all over it. It's movie money. And I was like, that's actually cool. Like, I like that.
That is so funny. I'm having a hard time like wanting to burst out laughing because it's just like just episodic, where it's like whatever hilarious hijinks you get yourself into. Like this episode, John got paid with fake money. Like, huh?
I sent him a picture of it. He goes, I got scammed, and then I scammed you.
Bro, you came out, like you came running out basically on the floor when I was there, and I was like, and you showed it to me, and I'm thinking like, I'm looking for, is there, I was going to lift it up and show it, and I'm like, what? And you were like, read it.
Yeah.
Because it got me too.
I didn't notice it. Yeah, she noticed it. Like, you can feel it. You can feel that it doesn't feel normal.
Once you like put two and two together, it felt like just kind of thicker, but
so I'm not worried about $20, and I actually think it's kind of cool to have movie money. Like,
I'm going to use it somewhere else.
Got a couple stores in Austin in mind.
Dude, that is amazing.
And then the other thing that happened today.
Whoa.
So last episode, I went on a rant. An anti-Walmart, Sisyphus, pushing Walmart logo up the hill rant. Today I got an email.
Okay.
So my complaint last week was I ordered Road Dogg and Billy Gunn as separate figures at the same time, one purchase. And they sent one and canceled the other. Well, today they said, we noticed something caught your eye. And it was Road Dogg. And I went, what's the worst that could happen? So I bought it, and the little Pizza Hut dot moved from purchase to process. So there's a chance that actually gets delivered at some point. There's a much greater chance that it gets canceled, and I scream and yell on next episode.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's basically what was going on in my toy life. The other thing that I wanted to mention, not in my toy life, is I dropped my phone in the toilet this morning.
Oh my God.
Yeah. The worst case, not actually second to worst case scenario, it was a clean toilet.
Yeah.
So
Jesus. And not a public toilet.
And not a public
right?
toilet, no, at home.
Okay.
Yeah. And shockingly, because I use, I have a bottle filled with water and alcohol that I use for my martial arts equipment. I just had it on standby, reached in, pulled it out, dried it off, sprayed it down, cleaned it. Not one single problem.
Because I think the modern iPhone, after some point, it can like survive in 6 feet of water. I think it's like that.
Because you know how like in a fraction of a moment, every synapse in your brain can go through 100 years of bad scenarios. That happened, and I just was like waiting. The last time this happened to me, like I don't know, 10 years ago, 12 years ago, I dropped my phone in the sink while I was doing the dishes, and I took it out, and it immediately made a call to an estranged family member who I hadn't spoken to in years.
Crazy.
Who then tried to call me back multiple times. Like, so I just had all the bad scenarios going through my head.
So I've had that happen with an error on my phone where it would just pull up. Like, I forget what they call it, like phantom scrolling or something like that. It was like an issue where it pulled out and then just searched through my phone and clicked call. And it was a 55-year-old woman who I had trained for about, I don't know, 3 weeks. And it was about a year later. So she's getting a call. And I'm like...
and then it phantom typed you up?
Yes, exactly. Oh my God, bro. But yeah, like I did that recently where probably last year I'm driving. I have a cup. I think it was like a cup of ice from like Cabo Bob's or something like that. So there's like about, I don't know, 5 inches of liquid because the ice had melted. Not thinking about it, driving in the dark, just set my phone in the cup holder.
Oh my God.
But inside the cup.
Oh, brutal.
And it's just hanging out in there, dude. And I pull it out and I'm just like dripping everywhere. And I was like, oh my God. And then it just like was totally fine. And Samantha's like, yeah, they can do that now. And I'm like,
not going to test it. I'm not like, I believe you. And like, I'm sure that is the case. I'm not going to like take it in the shower and find out.
Yeah. Back in the day, it was just like putting it in a freaking pound of rice.
Yeah. You had to have rice on hand. Yeah.
Yeah. That is amazing.
So. But yeah, that was how my week went. All right, let's build some shrines.
Godzilla. Size does matter.
Our attack vehicles have put living Godzilla on the run, but Godzilla's roar is blasting our defenses. Mortar missiles and strike jets are hitting him hard, but Mighty Godzilla lives. Oh no! His tornado roar is too powerful. We need bigger guns. Can any army beat Godzilla?
Living Godzilla action figures, deluxe action figures, and vehicles, each sold separately from Trendmasters.
As I talked about, I made a sale. I got rid of an entire collection. All my G.I. Joe classifieds are now in better hands. Someone will love them more than I did. And that freed up a bunch of space for me. And before that had happened, you and I went hunting a couple weeks ago, and we found a couple items, and I had an idea, like while we were out. I want to walk a mile in your shoes. I want to live how you live. I want to buy this. I just want to live in a little bit of, I like it, so I bought it.
Okay.
And so I thought of a shrine.
Yes.
Which is, you want me to kick it off?
Kick it off.
For me, it's the Incredible Hulk. We did a whole episode where we ran through all of the media of the Incredible Hulk and all of the action figures of the Incredible Hulk. Go back and listen. I think that might be the most in-depth episode we've ever done.
Yeah.
Like the most research put into audio that we've ever done. So a lot of the stuff I'm going to talk about right now, we kind of touched on then, but this is more from a personal standpoint. So I've got this area where my G.I. Joes were. And my goal is to fill it with Incredible Hulk things. And I have thought of the timeline. I've thought of a lot of the items. And I'm going to buy one or two of those items while we're sitting here right now.
Beautiful. So before that, what kicked off the idea is we were at Toy Hunters, and we brought this up on the podcast, but you found a VHS of something that you used to rent, or
I had it. I owned it. It was an episode of the 80s cartoon, The Incredible Hulk, and the specific episode is The Incredible Shrinking Hulk.
Yes.
Where he's running across the lab with like beakers and stuff, and he's tiny, and a rat is following him that's drawn to look like a possum.
When you found it though, you were like, "Oh my god, this is the one."
I've not seen it since I was a kid.
Right, and then you were like, "Okay, I'll get it," but it was $25, and you found on eBay it was only like going for like $10.
Yeah,
and then you were like, "Dude, maybe what I'm gonna do is just build a Hulk shrine," and I was just like, "God, yes."
Yeah. So that was kind of the seed for this idea. You walked into the room today, and you saw where this space is. There's a issue of Gray Hulk, which I just randomly went into my giant box and was like, what's the closest thing to a key that I have? And that's a placeholder. I don't really care about that much. The Abomination that just came out from Marvel Legends that we unboxed on the show, that's just been behind some other stuff until now. And the Maximum Hulk, still in box, or not still in box, put back in the box. And you threw a tissy fit, and you said, just unbox it and make them fight. That's exactly what I'm going to do, so calm down.
Well, it's just...
relax. I just didn't get around to it yet. I like to take my time with these things. But that entire space, and then maybe more space, because I've been thinking about some shelving ideas too, is going to be dedicated to all things Hulk. So here's the stuff that's on the table.
Okay.
Anything comic books really that is like iconic or keys or meant something to me personally as a kid. So obviously I'm never going to get my hands on a first appearance of Wolverine.
Yeah.
Right? That's not a thing. But like there's certain covers that just you remember or iconic. I don't remember what issue it is, but the one with Wolverine and it's the reflection.
The John Byrne, like, brown suit.
Yeah, the reflection of the Hulk and the claws. Yeah. Things like that. Specifically, for me, Incredible Hulk 393. That is a hologram, or what is it called? Like a reflective green cover that has Smart Hulk on the cover, and it's homaging the first issue, where you see Bruce Banner and the transformation. Mm-hmm. That was the first Hulk comic I ever owned. So I don't really have an affinity for Smart Hulk, but that cover specifically, very much so. That VHS that you talked about, or really any VHS surrounding that show, but that one specifically for sure. Lou Ferrigno, the Lou Ferrigno show and era of Hulk, that zone, and it could be cups, posters, figures, whatever, right? Things, right? Because like I said, I want to live in the I like it, so I bought it world. You have the Sega Genesis Incredible Hulk game. You have Ultimate Hulk, Indestructible Hulk, Ultimate Destruction.
Hulk Ultimate Destruction.
Hulk Ultimate Destruction. You also have not the movies themselves, not 2003 Hulk or 2008 Incredible Hulk, but the merchandise surrounding the movies. All the cups and collectibles and figures of those movies, because I love the images and the marketing and the graphics and the Hulk hands and the things that surround those movies. All the way up through 96 Incredible Hulk cartoon and Toy Biz figures, Toy Biz Hulk classic figures, and Avengers, the first Avengers. I've done a lot of we did the research for that episode, but I've done a lot of personal research of my fandom. That's where the good times end. That's where the first Avengers, which I think is the best Hulk movie. If you watch that as a Hulk movie, that's the best Hulk movie, period.
Sure.
that's where the good times end as a Hulk fan.
Wow.
And then it just falls off a cliff from there.
Correct.
So basically, Lufer Rigno to Avengers and anything, really,
Okay.
in that zone is kind of on the table. I am going to open eBay as we speak, and I'm going to go through first some of the offers that I've already received.
Awesome.
So, I've got 2 since the last time I saw. I just got an offer for $9.50 for the 1996 McDonald's Superheroes Incredible Hulk.
Beautiful.
So
Is it the little green one?
Yeah, with blue jeans.
So I almost bought that at Retromania.
Oh, really?
And because I was like, dude, that brought back so many memories. And then when I go to ask the guy, I was like, how much is this? It was like more expensive than it should be, in my opinion. I don't know. And the way he like did it was like, like pretend like he didn't have a price in his mind, and he was like $20 or something like that. It was that and a Power Ranger.
Okay.
But it was still just like, yeah, man, this is like a $3 bin down here, and I was like, cool. Let me think about it. Put it back. Anyway.
Okay, so here's what we'll do. I'll go through my offers.
Okay.
Then I'll read you what's in the watch list.
Okay.
Okay, then we can kind of cross.
I'm gonna have my Google ready because I want to see.
We could kind of cross what makes sense money wise, that sort of thing.
And
so
you wise is very, very, very specific. So all of this is you. I know, man. But
what does that mean?
I'm just telling you. I'm telling you.
Okay, so first seller offer that I got is on the Toy Biz Rampaging Hulk. We were looking at this in Toy Hunters. The offer that I got took this bad boy from $39.95 with free shipping to $35.95 with free shipping. I can't stand these piddly offers. But $35 mint in box Rampaging Hulk from Toy Biz, the 96 show. So one thing I want to try to accomplish is representation of the characters and the properties, right? So like one thing from 96 Hulk, one thing from 2003 movie, one thing from Avengers, right? Like I want the visuals to like represent the eras, the toy lines, the things that propped this character up. This line for that show, that's mandatory, right?
Man.
So
I'm looking at the exact one. It's beautiful.
It's a work of art. I almost bought it in Toy Hunters.
But it was like 50 or 60 or something
Yeah,
like
it was way up there.
Yeah.
Another offer, $3.25 for the Incredible Hulk number 393 foil cover 30th anniversary. I'm putting that in the cart right now.
Do that.
I'm just going to add that to the cart because that one is, actually, let me look at the condition of it. Probably should have done that first, huh? So that's a pretty like major one for me.
Yeah.
No color breaks, little bit of overhang, not too bad, good enough for $3. That cover is such a big deal to me, dude. It just screams 90s childhood love of Hulk. I'm actually just gonna purchase that right now as we speak.
Yeah, that's sick.
That is on the way. That new
There is one for $235 if you do want to take a look at that.
yeah, there's a lot of graded stuff in there for sure.
Yeah.
That new Professor Hulk figure I do think is sick, and if I see it in the wild, I might consider it. That's the other thing about this entire thing is that it's really also includes stuff that I don't even know exists, and if I just run into it and I like it, right? Like that's kind of the idea. Here's a it wasn't an offer, but they did get indicator for a price drop. A graded near mint 7 1992 Marvel Masterpiece Hulk card. So the same one that is in my frame, in my collection, is the cover artwork for the box that these figures came in, but graded, right? So I don't know if I would do a 7. I think 7's a little too low for me. But for $22, that's not bad. I did get an offer for a 2004 Toy Biz superposable Hulk, the one that comes with like the beam. They took it from $70 to $65. It's a little rich for me.
A little rich, man. I was going to say.
Rich for me. I got an offer for the DVD of the cartoon for $6 all the way down to $5.40.
Okay.
I'm not going to do that because F that guy.
Okay.
Don't give me a 60-cent discount.
I hate that.
It's the worst. Let's see. I got an offer for the Walmart exclusive Marvel Legends Avengers Hulk. That line is tough. That line is tough to come by. That Avengers line from the first movie.
Yeah.
The offer is $44.99. I'm going to get that thing eventually, but that's a little steep.
Play the long game for that.
Little steep. Okay, so that's the end of the offers. Let me go through my watch list here, and I'll exclude the stuff that we've already talked about. Series 1, Toy Biz, Marvel Legends, Incredible Hulk, currently $44.99, $10 shipping. Another, I'm going to get that.
Yeah.
But at present, a little steep.
Yeah.
The VHS of the show, the only problem is the only one I could find is 2 of the exact same VHS. It's only $15, but I'm like, okay, if I spend $15 on it, get 2 of them, how long is it going to take me to flip the other one? How long am I just going to have this thing I don't want?
Tough.
Ultimate Destruction on PS2, $35.
You have a PS2, right?
I don't have a PS2.
Okay, you can skip that.
That's like, nah, but I want the box. I want the game. I want to have it as a display piece.
Dang.
As a display piece.
Oof.
Crash Out Hulk from the Smash and Crash line. $35 free shipping. Absolutely gorgeous presentation.
Crash Out Hulk?
Crash Out from the Smash and Crash line. And then there's also Battle Damaged Hulk from the Smash and Crash line. That's $31. Gorgeous, gorgeous stuff. Vintage superposable Hulk from the movie, $35. Rapid Punch Hulk from the movie, $35. Then I think this is the other purchase, and then we can wrap this up for me. Marvel Video, factory sealed, Incredible Hulk Volume 2, 1992, The Incredible Shrinking Hulk. $25 and $5 shipping. So the exact same price that I saw it at Toy Hunters, but it's sealed.
Is this a VHS?
Yep.
Okay.
It's the same one that was there, except for that it's factory sealed.
That is cool.
That's a buy it now.
Okay.
Doing that right now. So I got the comic, issue 393, and the Incredible Shrinking Hulk VHS.
Okay.
So that's the start of
That's the start of it.
Start of a shrine.
This is perfect because this so beautifully ties into the next segment that is just going to learn more about you. That's really good, man. I love that. I think I feel like I'm almost just like jealous, and I'm like, man, I want to do that too.
And you know, why the Hulk? Like, why out of all of these characters, why the Hulk? The amount of time I spent sitting on the floor watching that Lou Ferrigno show, watching this cartoon, playing these games, obsessing over the art of games, that the Hulk just has a chokehold on me, man. And it's something I passionately and intensely loved, and I forgot how intense that was because modern day is so bad. Until we did that episode, and I was reminded of just how important the Hulk was to me. Spider-Man's my main. Batman's above him. There's a lot of characters, honestly, if I was ranking. But there's just something about this show and the collection and the tie-in to just being a kid that is special.
I think also the, like, walking in and just seeing bright green and purple.
Yeah.
Like, the Hulk screams classic Marvel.
Yeah.
And I feel like if you want to really, like, same with, like, Toy Biz Spider-Man, but, like, there's just something about like the Hulk colors.
It just caught my eye right now because it's in the room. The other thing I forgot that's in the list is the 92 Marvel Masterpiece foil card Hulk versus Thing.
Oh.
Getting that graded too, because the conversations of who would win,
Oh my God.
all because of that card. That's intense childhood stuff.
Man,
right
I honestly wish that somehow we could get those and make them larger prints. Maybe they do exist. I'm actually have to look that up, because
these cards.
if they're larger, like actual like large prints of them, like I might have to go crazy.
I mean, I have the book that has every single card in a larger image.
I would probably cut those out and put them on my wall. Yeah, that is it's amazing. I actually think that you are going to cost a lot of people money, because I think a lot of people are going to be doing the exact same thing.
Get at us at Mighty Champions. What are you shrining, and what's in that shrine? Like, specifically, what matters to you that is like, and why your character, property, whatever it is, and what time zone and what things, right? Christian, what do you got?
Yeah, so it's weird. I mean, I feel like if you came to my house and you saw my collection, you'd just say, "Oh, he's shrining everything."
You're shrining Toy Biz, Marvel Legends. You're shrining the lines.
I'm shrining the lines.
Shrine the line.
Shrine the line, man. That's crazy. Yeah. I would say that I definitely have somewhat of a Batman shrine, because I feel like I've got the most amount of Batman like memorabilia or paraphernalia, if you will. But in today's episode, I'm just going to emphasize more of Godzilla 1998.
Love it.
Masterpiece. For some reason,
You're already kind of working on it.
I am, yeah. So I've got 3 figures. This one actually has a grail. Like, I think it's called the Ultimate Godzilla, but it's like 2 feet tall. We saw it at the last Retromania. It was $500 in box. And it's weird, man, because usually I steer clear of those types of purchases, but that one is doing something to me that I'm like, I think I would pull that trigger sooner rather than later.
Oh yeah,
that's
a change in philosophy.
It is 100% a change in philosophy. And while I was even thinking about that today, I saw somebody post it on Instagram, and I was like, "Don't tell me that's destiny, because it might just be destiny." On eBay, about $349, $350, something like that. Probably work a deal, and then whatever freaking shipping's gonna cost. But I would get it loose. I was
about to say, because if you were to even to get it in box, you're just gonna open it anyways.
Yeah, I'm
and
okay.
Then we're gonna fight.
Yeah, no, I that one would be. I mean, it's almost like I'd probably just buy if I saw the box, I might even buy the box. You know what I'm saying?
The
just
box
like,
is very sick.
Yeah, but that by itself, dude, is just like, I think that's the perfect homage. But so I do have like a couple handfuls of those Godzillas, and I love looking at them. It's like an undeniable thing where I cannot run from it. Again, I've told the story about how that's my Godzilla. About even just running into like one of my old best friends that lives in where I grew up, and he was like, "Dude, all I can remember from you is you drawing Godzilla coming out from from the side of the paper. Every piece of paper that we would always say, 'Oh, Christian was here,' and it was Godzilla coming out there." My sister saying, I was like, "Yeah, y'all remember that shirt that?" And my sister was like, "The one that you used to wear every day?" Yes, told the story about how I fell out of the tree, ripped the shirt, and tried sewing it myself, not having any idea with it was basically just like crumpling it up. So I think, to me, in the same way that the Hulk is for you and for me, to be honest, like you telling me that and talking about that has got me kind of fired up on the Hulk. But the merchandise is amazing, and we sort of talked about that. Maybe that's like a future episode that I think we kind of toyed around, where it's like, the movies, I mean, obviously I love that movie, but like I can recognize why it's not good. Yeah,
the times where the merchandise just hit like crack.
Dude, we spent a whole freaking conversation talking about Hulk from 2003, and you were just like, the movie's god awful.
The movie is a crime.
It's a crime.
The marketing, the merch is, oh my god.
Yeah, and I even said that at the time. I was like, oh, like Fantastic Four, Rise of the Silver Surfer is the best movie I've ever seen. X-Men The Last Stand, the best movie I've ever seen. Every movie at the time that was new was the best movie I had ever seen, because I just loved it so much. I wanted to live and breathe it. And even then, when Hulk came out, 2003, I saw it and I was like, I was sick to my stomach because I was like, I think I just realized that movies can be bad.
Yeah.
And I even tried to like it. It was like, okay, the scene where he's like, throwing the tank or whatever, and then his ability to jump super far. But tying back into Godzilla, I recognize where that movie goes wrong, but where the merchandising goes so right. And I think that's why it's so expensive.
Yeah.
Dude, trying to get like a vintage Godzilla shirt, you're dropping cash like crazy, dude. Like trying to get whatever, because it's just so, it just screams 1998. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I did order a poster. And
you haven't gotten it yet?
I have not gotten it yet. It's coming from It's coming from NY, or like Niagara Falls or something like that.
It's a little worrisome.
A little bit, but I was checking FedEx or whatever today to like track the order. It was like arriving today by 2 p.m.
Okay.
And then I look, it says this morning in Tennessee at 7 a.m. And I was like, something ain't.
Yeah, that don't add up.
It was like 2:36 whenever I saw it. So probably gonna get it Monday, but that's kind of like the beginning, I'll say, of the shrine where. My goal is to.
I can kind of envision it. I can see it. Yeah.
Because
if you have a big enough shelf, right, like with like large spaces,
yeah,
and you put a big thing in the back of each shelf, poster, giant box, whatever, then small stuff inside the shelves.
Yes.
Yeah. Like
that's pretty much where I'm gonna
huge
start with
one
it.
on the top of the shelf.
Man, like. So I'm in the process right now of okay, how do I do my shelves? Because I have like my miscellaneous, right? Like my Power Rangers, some Small Soldiers, Jurassic Park 3. Like I've got to start figuring out like how do I want to shrine this stuff essentially because I want them to have their due diligence. With the Godzilla one, it's putting that poster behind it, having those Godzilla. Obviously the Godzillas. The funny thing is that there are other toys. There are the helicopters and like the jets, like the stuff that never happened in the movie.
Keep in mind too, if you get any furniture stuff from IKEA, hit up that backdrop guy on Instagram who did my WWF background inside of my DTOLF.
Oh,
he
crap.
can send you can work with him, design it where it specifically fits exact like IKEA merchandise.
Beautiful.
That's what he did for me here.
Well, there you go. That would be amazing. So yeah, like with the other toys, I really have no idea. Do I like want to get those? Because it's like they're like they make sense because they're toys for the movie, but they just don't really make that much sense. I didn't see those when I was younger. But the merchandising is cool. The cups are cool. I'm not somebody who's really trying to buy.
The cups really stand out in my head. I think I was hard after the Slurpee cups.
Slurpee cups, Taco Bell, memorabilia, like finger puppets or whatever. Like there's a lot of stuff, and they're pricey. It's like little astronomical, to be honest, but. I think playing the long game where this might be a shrine where I actually have things that go beyond toys, where it is like a cup, or it is like, kind of like with you, obviously the VHS, which I should have bought at Retromania when you were like... I
told you to.
My thing was I was like, I'll come back for that, but it was like, I didn't want that to be like, because I didn't find anything else, but I should have.
Yeah, you'd be happier if you had it.
It was sealed, too.
Yeah.
For $10. So
dude.
Yeah.
Blunder of a lifetime.
Yeah, so that is my shrine that I think I'm going to work on. Also because of the marketing of the like neon green, lighting is such a huge proponent in my household. If you follow me on Instagram at like X Life Coach X, you'll see I do a lot of the blue light with my Marvel shelf. Yeah, man, probably going to have to scoop some neon green lighting and just kind of have it as that thing. But it's interesting. But, it's like I may be in a tiny niche of people, but I believe those people...
It's a powerful group.
It will light the beacon of Minas Tirith for my Lord of the Rings folks
small but
out there.
powerful group of people with terrible taste in movies.
Exactly. Wait, what? No.
I mean, we talked about this a bunch of times, but if you just look at the merch, A+ choice.
Yes.
A+ choice. Like I said, get at us at Mighty Champions. Like, what are you shrining? What eras? What items? Like, I want to know these things. Get at us at Mighty Champions. Let's get to the news.
New at 11, buyer beware. A local family is outraged over a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles toy that they bought for their son. It says a variety of phrases, but the family believes one of them includes a swear word that starts with a B.
All right, we got a nice, juicy news week this week. We're starting with Uncle Todd. We got to start with the bad, which is if you're on Instagram and you're a toy person, then you've seen the McFarlane Toys God of War releases. What happened to the game I love? Like, what on earth? So you have the regular gaming edition Kratos, who just looks depressed. Like, he looks like he's been sitting on the couch for 6 weeks because his wife left him, and like he's covered in ash. He's supposed to be pale, but he looks pale, if that makes any sense.
So there's two versions of him. I think you're looking at the shirtless version of him, right?
That's the one I'm talking about.
Curious whose body, like what body mold that they're using.
Somebody who doesn't go to the gym.
Yeah.
Like, it's Kratos, for the love of God.
Yeah, you could have pulled Superman or something like that.
Yeah, and then there is the Elite Edition that has the armor and all of that. It looks to be the same head sculpt, but he's covered in like his actual armor and chainmail and all that kind of stuff. So from the neck down, a far, far, far better figure, but still just nothing in the face sculpt. Nothing. This is Kratos, damn it.
Yeah.
Like, yelling at the gods, challenging Zeus. Like, unreal.
Yeah.
Like, unreal. They also have Einjar from God of War Ragnarok. That pre-order already went up. Same thing as the other two that we just mentioned. Yeah, you don't want to be outdone by Spin Masters, but McFarlane found a way. They also put up 3 figures for... they went up for pre-order, but people are already finding them in stores. So you have Wonder Woman, Poison Ivy, and Hawk Girl. The Hawk Girl and the Poison Ivy look pretty good.
Yeah,
you know,
they did a good job with the face sculpt for Poison Ivy.
Yeah, she looks like a person.
Yeah.
That's one of the better face sculpts McFarlane I think I've seen in recent memory. The outfit looks like Poison Ivy. You know what I mean? It looks almost like Alex Ross-ish.
Yeah.
The Hawk Girl, I'm not familiar with Kendra Saunders' Hawk Girl, but it looks like, you know, ripped out off the pages.
Yeah.
Nice big detailed wings and mace, and you know the mask looks good with like the big eyes. The Wonder Woman leaves a lot to be desired. The Wonder Woman looks weird. It looks unpainted. Like, the skin tone is, like, flat.
It just looks like a Barbie. Like, it looks like Barbie plastic.
It looks like at the end of Child's Play 2 when Chucky gets melted.
I was too afraid to watch it, and I still am, John.
This is what it looked like.
Okay.
The hair...
The shoulders are kind of gnarly, too.
Yeah, it's just
like
a bad-looking figure.
Just complete gap.
Yeah. Yeah, bad. It's just bad. Like, there's no... Like, the outfit is accurate, I guess, or whatever, but they've done better Wonder Womans. Mm-hmm. They also showed off from the Batman 89 comic book, the Batman, the titular character. This is basically the same Michael Keaton Batman they've been doing, except for that the inside of the cape is purple and the cape is cloth.
Yeah.
That's one thing where they are superior to Marvel Legends, is the cape being cloth and having a bendy wire.
Yeah.
That's always better. And then they have Two-Face, Harvey Dent, which is based on Billy D. Williams from the movie. That's who it is in the comic, and that's who it is in this figure here. So this is what it might have been had he been Two-Face in the movie. Really cool design. Half lawyer, half like black and white pinstripe kind of vibes. It's like really only exists in this comic.
Yeah.
So very cool that it's getting a figure, because it's what could have been, you know? So that's interesting. Then I know this is ringing your bell. Page punchers for Batman and Superman from the comic Justice #1. Huge Alex Ross Batman and Superman from the cover. Like, this is a big, big deal.
Yeah. The Batman is, like, I'm not going to lie, it's pretty awesome. Like,
You gonna get it?
I don't think I'm going to get it. It's, but that is me not saying fully no, but it's like, God, that looks
You're
so
walking
good.
through Target. It's on the shelf.
Oh, man, I don't know.
It's $24.
I couldn't answer that. And that's a good sign, essentially, because it's like me not completely saying no. But again, I've sworn off modern. I would be able to leave the Superman.
I like the Superman. It's another one of those, like, why did it take you guys so long to, like, figure out Superman for me, though? Like,
yeah, or do Alex Ross.
Or to do Alex Ross. Or, like, yeah, why did it take this long?
God, the Batman is so sick.
I like them both a lot.
Yeah.
Like, a lot. The Superman, the Alex Ross Superman is more I appreciate the art than I appreciate the character design for Superman. That, like, ultra 50s look that he kind of has. I love the execution of the art. I like looking at it, but it's not like my Superman.
I think it's
a Superman that I rank highly.
Yeah,
but
I think I might put him pretty high because I just love sort of that 1950s era where he's just got like a 42-inch neck.
Yeah, if somebody else was like, that is my Superman, so I'd be like, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, and then moving over to Check's notes. Jazzwares AEW, they have announced yet another Will Ospreay figure that's going to be a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. They are not dead.
They're not dead, despite the entire episode we did about it.
That begs the question, are they going to have presence at San Diego Comic-Con? Jazzwares obviously will, but will AEW Jazzwares have a booth, talk about things? They have a figure you can only get there. And on the Jazzwares Vault. So
probably
that's fascinating.
Yeah,
the figure looks great. It's from Full Gear. It's from when he did his like Punisher inspired gear with the goat and all that. Looks awesome. Playmates has a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Leonardo crossover with Snake Eyes. This figure we already have seen, but I think he's got a couple new accessories, and he also has Razor posing as Timber, which is it's Razor in name only. It looks like the werewolf from American Werewolf in London.
Yeah.
But so that's like a variant, really, more than anything else. That'll end up expensive on the aftermarket.
Pretty cool looking.
It is cool looking. Like, we don't like crossovers, but occasionally, right?
I mean,
and that's one that works.
Again, if I was playing with toys and I saw that and it's a ninja and he's got swords, it's probably going to ring my bell.
Yeah. Mezco showed a picture of a Punisher. I don't know if we've seen this Punisher or not. I can't remember because there's a few different high-end Punishers going around. I know we talked about the Mondo one.
No, this is the one.
This is the same one, this Mezco one?
Yeah, that was we talked about that last week, right? Because it was like the Spider-Man. Yeah, because it came with it had like all the classic stuff for the Spider-Man.
Okay.
Cover.
Speaking of Mondo, they did the teasers last week. We now know what those teasers were. So the hats, which was my guess, was just their trench coat disguises. And these are soft vinyl figures for these turtles. Like, so they're not Funko Pops, but they're, little vinyl statues of them with their trench coats and whatnot. And then also what we thought for sure was going to be Slash is Slash. The sick thing is he glows in the dark. So it looks awesome not glow in the dark because it's like pale pastel. And then glow in the dark, it looks sick also. Like, phenomenal stuff there. Those are San Diego Comic-Con exclusives. Mondo also, in their 112, is going to have a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive set of 4 real Ghostbusters. Citizen Ghost 4-pack timed edition. Those go up for pre-order on July 22nd. It's a $365 pack. You got the 4 Ghostbusters, 4 photon packs, 4 ghost catchers, Slimer, some ghosts, all kinds of stuff. Like, if you're a true real Ghostbusters guy, that's something to consider. Looks absolutely amazing. Okay, those are the things that went up for pre-order. Now, it is the portion of the show where we talk about things that sold. Right? So, This is presented to you by Hake's Auctions. They're not paying us, but that's who's doing the selling, and that's where I got the information. World record result a 12-back AFA graded 80 double telescoping Darth Vader from the OG. Went for $130,000.
That's crazy.
This hobby that we are in is big money.
It's a big money.
Big.
It's freaking probably like some CEO somewhere, or professional athlete or something like that.
Imagine wanting that thing so badly that you would pay $130,000 for it.
That's crazy.
Another world record in the G.I. Joe realm, a Cobra Command attack glider, graded at an 85 from 1983, went for $31,865.
Good Lord.
Then you have, up now, it hasn't sold yet, but there's an Obi-Wan Kenobi 12-back graded at an 85. That's on the site now. So you got to imagine that's going to go for somewhere in the neighborhood of Darth Vader, probably less than Vader.
It's got to be less.
But it's in that probably five-digit territory. Another world record in Transformers, Series 1, graded at an 80, Megatron. The gun, I'm pretty sure this got pulled off the shelves because it looks like a gun.
Yeah, it's like a straight up gun.
If I remember right. That sold for $41,301.
Man, like...
301 tells me somebody bid 41,300 and didn't get it.
It's crazy. All I can think about is Elaine bidding for the golf clubs, and she just keeps going. It's like JFK's golf clubs, and Jerry's like, Elaine, you only had like a $10,000 budget or something like that. That's crazy though, because I'm curious if like maybe next time we go to Dallas Vintage Toys, we got to look. I never look at the price.
Yeah,
for some of those, and they probably have stuff. Some of the graded, that, and it's like I wonder if
this zone.
Yeah,
they just got Hake's being they just got a massive collection of WWF Wrestling Superstar LJN figures. They look real minty on box. There doesn't say in the post, but it looks like there's maybe 25 of them. You do not find these mint on card. People opened them. And if they didn't, then they've been destroyed in some way, shape, or form. You don't find figures mint, and you don't find them on card. So to see a collection like this is crazy. Like, that's just something that doesn't happen.
So what kind of number do you think?
I don't know if they're going to sell them one by one, if they're going to send them to get graded. Actually, it says here in the post they're sending them to get graded. I don't know if they're doing the entire thing or what. If it was the entire thing, easily 5 digits. Easily 5 digits. So keep an eye on that. I'm going to keep an eye on that. And then the last thing is that they also have gotten the Holy Grail of Motu collecting. They have an Eternia graded at an 80 that is going up on the site.
Wow.
Like, that's massive.
Man, it's like, where are they getting this stuff, you know? Like
people are consigning it.
Oh, wow.
Somebody's got it. They want money for it, so they take it to Hake's. They say, sell this for me. People are consigning it. So, big stuff going on over there at Hake's Auctions. They don't only do, massive stuff. Like, they do small stuff, too. So, go over there and check it out if you're looking to buy some stuff. All right. You're going to grill me about my one-and-done habits?
I'm going to learn about you, John. I'm going to learn about you.
Nothing can hold the Incredible Hulk. Introducing the Incredible Hulk break-up playsets and smash and crash figures.
You'll never get out of my gamma ray trap. Watch my bubbling brains.
Hulk smash gamma trap. Arr!
My vibrating energy field will stun the Hulk into my steel body trap.
Attach the super density arm braces. Lower the neck harness. Activate timer.
Hulk smash. Rah!
Break-up playsets come with Hulk. Smash and crash figures each sold separately.
All right. I am fascinated, simply fascinated at the way that you construct your purchasing abilities, your decision-making, and just absurdity. No, I'm kidding. But it's really fascinating because there's so much of you are probably an even better. Like, I think if we were in a conversation with somebody who didn't collect toys, and we were to talk individually about our own process, they would look at you more because and want to understand you more because of the rules you've set.
I
for
sell
yourself.
myself as a very disciplined man.
Yes.
When, if you listen to the show or if you know me personally, it's not remotely true.
Well, that's kind of where we were like having lunch talking about what we wanted to talk about for this episode, and it was like, my question was like, it blows my mind how impulsive you buy things, but yet how rigid your rules are.
Yeah.
And so
that's a fair description.
Yeah, and it's and those perfect examples of just like, why did I order this?
Yeah.
You just canceled. You got $80 back, or
I just didn't have to spend.
you didn't have to spend $80 because you were just like a FOMO purchase. It was a drought, a week in which, but you typically will buy on average 1 to 2 figures a week. Probably
somewhere in that zone.
That zone, at least one a week.
Yeah.
Whether it's in the form of pre-ordering or probably most likely online. So it got me thinking, because I've always just sort of asked you this question of like, dude, like, because I'm not a one and done.
No, you're the exact opposite.
I'm the exact opposite.
You have 9 Red Rangers, and you have no complete Power Rangers teams.
I do not have any complete. In fact, I was taking videos of my Power Rangers earlier, and I was like, this is just so weird. I want a description of just like, hey, I just kind of buy. So like, just, but if you look on the video I posted on my Instagram of my Spider-Man Classics Toy Biz line, there's like 3 Spider-Mans, there's 4 Daredevils, and there's 3 Punishers. It's just like, I'm just like, cool, that's amazing, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Whereas you have your X-Men line. Yep. You have your Avengers. You have your street level characters. You have your Spider-Man villains, but only the villains that kind of make sense. You know what I'm saying? So there's like this really fascinating way where it's like, well, if you're willing to go that far, and to kind of tie it back into the Marvel Legends thing, where you talked about it at lunch, and you were like, I mean, with Marvel Legends, you're like, I'm kind of just done. And I'm just like, oh, that sentence, that is a terrifying reality. I'm like, the concept that I would ever be done with any of this is horrifying. It's like a thing I never want to see happen. But it's like, every step I take is getting closer to that.
Something has to come to a conclusion.
It has to end.
Yeah.
So my question is like, let's reiterate. You've talked about it before. Let's reiterate why you are a one and done person. Mm-hmm. And then it might go into some other questions about, like, because there's realistic stuff. There's like real estate. You only have so much real estate.
Yeah, so it's a couple reasons. Financial, right? If I
But is it though?
Listen.
Okay.
Listen to me, Christian P. Worrell. Every 3rd, 4th, and 5th Spider-Man I buy takes up the funds that couldn't be the one Sabretooth, the one Juggernaut, the one Magneto, right? So it is financial, right? I don't have infinite funds. Nobody's got infinite funds.
No, I know, but yeah.
I had far from it, really. Real estate. I've been trying to do more social media stuff, and I'm finding it's challenging to aim a camera in this room without running into the window, the wall.
Finish the lyrics.
So like real estate is a little odd in this room, which is why I'm thinking about different shelving and things like that. So that plays a big part into it.
Okay.
And when it comes to the things that I like them intensely, and I don't really deviate into the obscure of the things that I like really too much. You love obscure DC characters and stuff like that. I don't really do that. I'm not really interested in Frogman and stuff like that. So
neither am I. Yeah. But let me ask you this, because I've pitched it before with the classic X-Men line. It's like, okay, you have the Jim Lee version because that's your version. That's like the one that's, I guess, the most stamped in your brain. Mm-hmm. But then it's like, okay, outside of real estate, or let's assume you have the real estate, you could do the classic, like, brown suit Wolverine, the hooded Cyclops, the Mohawk Storm or whatever. Like, would you go that route if real estate wasn't an issue?
So oddly enough, this since I've been, kind of grounded this week, I've been watching tons of displaying model behavior videos. Mm-hmm. And he goes through the 100 worst to best Wolverines, the 100 worst to best X-Men. These are the figures that you would need to build out all of whatever property, that sort of stuff. And so it's just an hour-long video of figure.
Yeah.
And I was watching it and I was like thinking about my shelving situation. I was like, man, if I do figure out a way to just like increase my level of flat surfaces in this room, I would do what you're talking about. I also downloaded whatever it's called, the Marvel collection of retro video games. And I was playing the X-Men arcade, which is the team that you're talking about. I would absolutely do that.
Okay.
I would just, for my insane brain, I would have to put it on the total opposite side of the room from the Jim Lee ones. Like, having them near each other to me doesn't compute for me.
Okay.
Then it's not displays, then it's shrine. That's a different thing.
Yeah.
Right? Everybody can't have a shrine.
Right.
So, short answer, yeah, I would do that. And I would love to increase how many Marvel Legends or wrestling figures or whatever that I like to like basically get another list going.
Yeah.
I just need the space to do it.
Okay.
And that's everybody's battle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess like that closes a door that's been open in my brain for a long time. Because I've always just been like, dude, come on, like because it's like you're already doing the perfect lineup and you could infinitely like keep going with that if you
and
space.
As from watching those display model behavior videos, something that I realized was like the small changes from using X-Men as an example, this X-Men team to this X-Men team.
Yeah.
That one includes Dazzler.
Yeah.
Under no circumstances would I buy a Dazzler figure unless I was putting together that team. Mm-hmm. Or the slightly different Cyclops, or the slightly different Colossus.
Yeah.
Or those things I was like, you know what, like that would reinvigorate some fun if I was doing that.
Mm-hmm.
At present, I just can't.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, because my thought process was, I was like, well, with wrestling, it's like you are one and done, but it's like, but you upgrade. It's like you're going to upgrade the version. But also with wrestling, I feel like wrestling and wrestling toys also tell a story. Mm-hmm. I had watched that Major Wrestling
figure podcast
with in the wrestling barn thing.
Yeah.
And how every time they reference something, it's a point in time of this match. And it's like, it's fascinating to know that they have that level of knowledge.
I could probably do an episode or a reel or something. I could go through this Detolf and I could tell you the date and the match and the show, everybody in that shelf and what they're wearing and why they're wearing it.
There you go.
Yeah,
so I didn't know that either. So, but that's cool, and it in my mind is similar to X-Men in a way where it's like stories that have already happened, different tag teams or whatever. Mm-hmm. So in my mind, as a collector, it's like, well, I'd love to just like maybe tell that quick story. And even I rearranged my Spider-Man shelf and I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. Like, I'm going to put the Spider-Man over here underneath Daredevil. And I'm just going to throw Punisher right there because that kind of makes sense too.
Yeah.
When you were talking about Hulk fighting the Thing, I was looking at my toy shelf and I was like, man, like I'm going to pick up another, probably like 2 more things because there's 2 more, I think, along the line. And I'm like, I think I'm going to, at one point, just grab like one of those Hulks and one of the Things and make them fight each other and just put that somewhere too. But yeah, I mean, I feel like that's pretty. I mean, so real estate is the biggest.
Real estate's the biggest bugaboo, and like I said, I would love to just open it back up and be like, all Marvel Legends are on the table. That's not possible for me.
Yeah.
I don't know how some of these guys like Dan Who Reviews and Displaying Model Behavior and like Kyle Peterson and like. How do you not run out of... I don't care how much space you have. Eventually, it has to get full. Yeah. Then what do you do? So you got to start selling stuff, right?
Yeah.
So, which I'm not opposed to doing, obviously, but I don't. Even if you have fat bank,
Yeah.
how do you maintain the space?
I mean, toy stores are good examples where they're just like they have like boxes up to the ceiling and overflowing. But I think another thing too is like, and everybody goes through this, but it was interesting to me where there were a couple items that I noticed you got rid of that I was surprised you got rid of when you sold.
There's a couple of them that I didn't. I wouldn't say that I regretted, but per this conversation, I went, "Oof, I maybe could have put used to that."
Well, number one, this one was easy, but I was also surprised because it was just not. It was like kind of a one and done-esque. It's like a gap filler, which was your Silver Surfer.
Yeah, the reason that I was able to cut that Silver Surfer, that was the re-release of the Walgreens Silver Surfer. The what was the mini comic?
Yeah.
Is a massive upgrade.
Oh, okay.
Is a massive upgrade. The silver looks like chrome instead of gray.
Yeah.
Pinless joints. That was like, I was like, I need to have a Silver Surfer, but this isn't the one. So I'm on the hunt for that better Silver Surfer.
The next one was the Daredevil.
The Man Without Fear Daredevil was hard to part with because it was highly anticipated.
You predicted it.
I predicted it. I hunted it. I found it. I purchased it. I displayed it until the Secret Wars Red Daredevil came out, which is an upgrade.
Yeah.
And I got rid of the Man Without Fear because it wasn't on display and it wasn't going to be on display. I wasn't going to customize it. I wasn't going to photographize it. I was like, so why do I have it?
Wow.
Somebody else can take it. I love it.
Yeah.
But I don't want to love toys in a box. Really. Like, yeah. I just don't want to.
Yeah.
And I wasn't going to start a whole other, like, Frank Miller display or whatever, or John Romita Jr.
I mean, it's funny because it's just like, again, you look at my Spider-Man shelf and it's just like Daredevil next to Daredevil next to Daredevil next to Punisher next to Punisher.
And I honestly envy you. I wish my brain could work like that. I can't do it. I can't put two of the same character near each other. It drives me nuts that there's 4 Wolverines in sight in this area because there's one in box, there's one in the...
oh, you have a brown suit one. I didn't even think about that, but that's just on card, though.
So I have Weapon X on card in my retro display. I have brown suit on card in my retro display. I have Jim Lee in the X-Men display. I have Jim Lee in the X-Men 97, and then there's another Wolverine in my street level. So there's 5 in my purview right here, and it drives me insane. But I can't not have them. So that's the other thing. You might be getting to this. I might be jumping ahead. My top guys, I'm a sucker. I'm going to buy every Steve Austin. I'm going to buy every Shawn Michaels. I'm going to buy every Wolverine. I'm going to buy multiples of Spider-Mans. Then I'm not going to display them. And then eventually they'll either be used for kit bashing or, you know what I mean, because I'm display one. Or some people, Shawn Michaels, Steve Austin, Bret Hart, Bryan Danielson, Kurt Angle, Undertaker, Jon Moxley, Sting, Eddie Guerrero, Kenny Omega, Young Bucks, The Rock, Macho Man, CM Punk, Mankind, my fronters. I rotate through other looks for them. I buy 3 or 4 or 5 iconic looks and rotate through them just to like freshen things up a bit.
Which is so fun. I think more people, if they were to come in here, and it would almost be like a psych test if we had people like blindly come into like my room or your room, and I feel like a lot more people would like the way that you do it because it's extremely organized, like extremely organized. Mine is like fun to look at, and it's kind of just like like I see that happen with like I have buddies come over and they're just like they'll kind of like looking at it and and then it'll be like the one that's in the back that they're like, oh crap, like. But yours is very much like it is display. It's almost, and we may have even talked about this before. Maybe this is a new discovery, but it's like, wow, this is actually like kind of the definition of like this day and age's version of playing with toys, and this is just how you play with toys.
This is how I play with toys. Yeah.
And me, I'm just like, but the lore of the battle that's happening over here.
Yeah.
It's like, it's funny because especially with wrestling, like in my brain, I'm like, well, why wouldn't there just be like everywhere, like, you know? And because especially like some of those wrestling videos where those guys, their whole room, but they have rules too.
Well, what was before I started recollecting, and I've brought this up a bunch of times, and I was watching videos of other collectors and watching other people toy hunt and all this kind of stuff. And Danielle would be watching it with me, and she would see like Kyle Peterson's background.
Yeah.
And she would go, "That looks terrible."
Yeah.
And I was like, I think it looks doesn't look terrible. It doesn't look like he's a hoarder, but it does look too busy.
Yeah.
It does look
a little overwhelming.
It looks overwhelming. It almost looks cluttered. It looks like you can't differentiate one thing from another. And I don't personally like that look.
Yeah.
Of like just thing as far as the eye can see.
Yeah.
So it's kind of by design that stuff is away from each other and there's like gaps, and I like having different textures on the wall. Like there's some like cloth tapestry posters in here. There's glass stuff, there's plastic stuff. I like having different textures. So as much as obviously I'm obsessed with action figures, I do try to not just be like everything is frickin' action figures.
You know, it's also interesting that you point that out, because I've noticed something just being more in this space and seeing people's, like, just obviously my algorithm is like action figures, and seeing other people's displays and being like, God, that looks terrible. And because it's like just stuff, and it's just like piled up, and it's like disorganized or whatever, and it's like, that, like, you would think that walking into that room would be like, oh, this is amazing, but it's just like doesn't look super great because it's just like this.
Yeah, my thing is like, does it bring you peace?
Yeah.
This room gives me peace. I love being in this room.
Yeah.
I have an old, janky HD TV in here that I have because I can hook an N64 up to it. Right? It's like that isn't going to happen for a heck of a lot longer. And I just like hanging out in here.
Yeah.
So like, if it looks in a way that makes you have peace, then that's the way that it should look.
Yeah.
And for me, it has to be this organized. I can't do clutter. I hate clutter. So
yeah, that's fair. I mean, I think it's because also the room is on display, so whenever people come over, it's showing people the thing. But I think the last thing is an interesting evolution, which is the Hulk shrine, and how it breaks some of your rules, but not really, because I think what we learn with you, it needs to make sense to you. And because you've given yourself permission and you've made sense, you've created barriers.
It has parameters.
Like, yes, the idea that you thought about from Lou Ferrigno to 2012, essentially, is just like, that's it. Like, I would never really think that clearly. I would be like, you know, mine take place in like this circular freaking spot of like whatever 2000 2006. I guess I do think like that, but yours is way more calculated. But it's like, you've given yourself rules to break your own rules.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm an insane person. Like I'm all of these things. I am very, very meticulous, and I shoot from the hip. Like I think I brought this up on the first episode.
Yeah.
This is what I do. I sit down with the visor with the green bill, and I put on my glasses, and I get out the protractor and a ruler and a beaker filled with green stuff, and I will take days and weeks and sit and toil and come up with the exact parameters of why this makes sense to me, when, where, how, who. Okay,
lists.
My lists. I keep Google Drive lists. Here's what's on the table, and here's what's not on the table. Once that gets decided, then it's the end of Rambo 2, and just and there's no stopping me.
Yeah.
But I mostly don't go outside of those parameters unless it's just been a real dry spell.
Yeah, it's funny. I mean,
but that Hulk shrine, That's me exercising the freedom to live like you, man.
Man, so I was gonna say that, like, the final note on that was like I was like, I'm glad that you bought stuff today on the podcast live, because my fear is that you change your mind because whatever steam is lost, or maybe you kind of talk yourself out of
Dude,
it.
I've been nose against my phone on eBay for days.
Okay, good.
Ever since the space got freed up.
Yeah.
As much as I hate clutter, the thing that's probably like makes me more like skin crawl,
Empty space.
blank space. Like empty space. I'm like, I gotta put something cool there.
Dude. Yeah, it's it's gonna be exciting.
So I'm gonna pose this Maximum Hulk with this Abomination, like when I'll do that as soon as we stop recording.
Yeah.
That VHS is going in there. That comic is going in there. Like every time I go out hunting, and I'm just gonna basically lock my eyes to the color green, and then
Just see what happens.
see what happens. Yeah.
The very last thing I want to talk about is a little bit of a change of subject, but I think it's a new segment that I want to throw in every once in a while.
I'm terrified right now.
No, I talked to you about it a little bit. You and I we've lived a very comic book-esque life. You did professional wrestling, which is pretty much living like a comic book character.
Essentially, yeah.
And even the way we talk about it, you know, I've said we need to have a segment called John Versus, but we've had some arch villains in our lifetime. I had many growing up, and the funny thing is they were returning. I fought them many times throughout time and space, and parking lots behind the church, whatever it was. John, tell me about a time in which you ran into one of these villains, and I'll tell you about one of mine.
You want one from back in the day, or
I'd say back in the day.
Okay, I was like, not last week.
Oh wait, you have one from last week?
I thought you were thinking about the lady at Walmart.
I was going to say, because I know they progressively get more violent.
Yeah.
I know that there's a point in your younger years where it was like, it might have to be like, this is a rated PG-13.
I'll tell you about my first day of junior high.
Okay.
I don't know this kid's name. Because it was so long ago, I just can't remember his name. But ultimately, he was someone who I interacted with dozens and dozens of times. But so I've talked about before where I grew up was like a long dirt road, had 3 houses on it. Mine was in the middle. The house at the front was where my neighbor Gary, who was my frenemy, he was a year, 2 years younger than I was, but his older sister was 1 grade older than me. She had been in junior high. She was in 7th grade when I was starting 6th grade. So first day of school, the school is walking distance, maybe like a 20, 25-minute walk. We go to school together. That whole 25 minutes is me being petrified to go from, what do you go from elementary school to junior high, right? From single classes to...
No clue.
I forgot what I'm talking to homeschool Jones over here. You go from one class to, multiple classes in your day, and that prospect is terrifying. In addition to a different school, different kids that are already there. The difference between a 6th grader and an 8th grader is like insane. I can't believe these people occupy the same space.
Yeah, it's weird.
Right? So as we're walking to the school, I'm asking her questions. How do you do this? How do you change classes? How do you know where to go? Like all this kind of stuff. And then I'm also asking her social questions.
Are you free Friday night?
We had already settled this long ago. We lived next door to each other for a very long time, and that was not on the table.
Her words, not mine.
Side tangent. First lady bits I ever saw in person were hers underwater at the public pool. Burned my eyes.
Oh my God. The chlorine burn.
Asking her social, how do you behave in this setting? Like, what are the people like? Da-da-da. And she tells me about this guy that's like a friend of hers that's a jerk, right? And that he's someone to steer clear of. and he's a bully or whatever. However she explained it, he's the kid in the movie that is who you think he is, right?
Gotcha.
So her and I walk up to the school together, and he's there at the front of the school. I've never met him before in my life. And she goes, Roger, this is John. And John, this is Roger. He looks me up and down, and he goes, why do you walk like that? And I go, what? And he goes, you walk like a... And then he used a derogatory term for gay people. And then I just grabbed him and beat the shit out of him.
Holy crap.
Today, haven't even started school. I just grabbed him and started hitting him.
Oh my God.
And go to the principal's office, get suspended, like the whole thing. End up having to like essentially start school however many days like later.
That's sick.
And then it felt like every 6 months fighting this guy.
Just freaking two titans going at it.
But you have experienced it with me. You're like, why did you do that? Why did you have this contentious interaction with a random person? It's stuff like that. People just do and say things to me that it's totally uncalled for. And obviously this is a 6th grader. I'm not saying this happens to me on a weekly basis now. But I'm not...
Dude, that is amazing because it's so the opposite of where I thought it was going for a second. Because you were like, I was terrified, I was scared, I was asking her, what do I do?
I was socially scared. I wasn't scared of that guy.
Yeah, but that's what's funny about it. It's just you giving up. It's like this kind of nerd thing, and then he just says something, and then it's just like, then you just beat up the bully.
In hindsight, as I'm saying it right now, because you've made me think about this for the first time in 40 years, it's his first day of school, too. Like, he's been at this school. New grade, new kids, whatever.
He's the same grade or a grade above
He's
you?
a grade above me.
Man, you beat up... Man, that's crazy.
So, but, he's being a jerk because of his anxiousness, right?
His self-defense.
Yeah, but, like, he had to pay the price for his
behavior.
Man,
did he pay the price. Amazing. So... Mine is I've got some, we'll get into this, I've got some Clash of the Titans, man. I've had times where I've had to call upon the neighborhood kids to come save my life, but I will get there in another story. John, when I was younger, as you so rudely commented about my educational background, I was homeschooled.
I saw the transcripts.
Yeah,
They don't exist.
Yeah, they did. So I was homeschooled all the way up until I was... essentially like a sophomore in high school. So that whole portion of my life was just this really interesting...
Just you and your mom in the basement.
I'm trying to come up with a bit about how...
Trying to figure out the ABCs still.
Well, it was just like trying to come up with like how like a homeschooler's greatest op is his mom. Like it's like something like my enemies were my sisters. Like I don't know how to like write the bit, but I had a very interesting life. I'm very grateful because I lived a very fascinating, interesting, kind of wild, adventurous life because I grew up in church. And if people who are listening have grown up in church, there's just so much to laugh about. And my dad was always been a big fan of music. My sister was a pretty big influential music person in my life. Just more in the heavy music space. I play in a hardcore band now, which stems from that. But my dad would book shows at the church, and it was like alternative Christian rock. Scared Yet?
Creed?
Creed was like top of the list. Like
Yeah,
I can
for
tell
sure.
you that my youth pastor's like greatest influence was Creed.
Love it.
Man, I could spend some time. It's funny. But so we would do these like hard rock these hard rock shows that would happen, and it would always sort of cause like some of the elders in the church to be like, I don't know if that's such a good idea. But it was so a part of our life. In fact, we had a couple, I think we had one or two bands that actually were like, we caught them when they were like first starting out, and then they ended up blowing up and being really, really big. One of them in particular ate some of my mom's hot sauce. My mom makes like extremely spicy hot sauce, and the dude just like couldn't handle. He's from Tennessee, And I remember him just like lying on the ground, like holding his chest because it was too hot for him.
Yeah, hot chicken might.
Yeah, no, it was funny. But we would bounce around to go to these shows. And one time we go to the show, and I feel this sense of pride because guess what? I'm 8. I go to rock shows, and I'm the only kid there.
I'm 8 and I go to rock shows.
Dude, I got this sense of pride, right? And I'm there. We're at this show. We're seeing this band that came and played there. This is our other time seeing them, and I'm looking over there, and then I just look to my right, and I see a kid my age, and I'm like, that's weird. He's not supposed to be here.
He's not as cool as me.
I'm like, there's no way. And this kid is like a skinnier kid. I was fat, ugly.
Dumb.
The word dumb, stupid. But the kid is like, he's dressed like the way like a cool kid would be dressed in like in a movie, where it's like he's wearing like skate shoes that are cooler than mine. He's wearing like cargo shorts. He's got the look that you only ever saw in the movies, but you never saw it in real life, which was
He looks like a 3 Ninja.
kind of like a 3 Ninja, where he's got like a white T-shirt on, but then he's got like the plaid button up over the top that's unbuttoned.
Brad Taylor.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
And I see him, and I'm just like, well, hold on just a second. Like, that's not. Does anybody know where this kid is? And I'm like, kind of like, darn it, man. Like, I thought I was the one.
Yeah, I'm an 8-year-old who goes to rock shows.
And so he was there, and he's like doing stuff. He's like, he was like jumping up and doing like karate kicks, which he's already stealing my stuff, man. Like, that's my move.
Gimmick infringement.
Yes, I'm like, I'm the karate.
Yeah, I
Power
throw
Ranger.
kicks and fart.
Dude. Yeah. But he was like jumped off of something that was like high, which is like kind of like a measuring.
Yeah.
You know, it's like bravery measuring, and he did it, and I'm like, the whole time I just can't focus because I'm looking at this freaking kid. Anyway, that's my first exposure to him. We're somewhere else. We travel far and wide. We go to another show. It's during the day. It's this huge music festival. Blah 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 blah. I'm feeling really good about it, and I'm like, all right, man, we're here for the day. And I look over there, and there he is again.
Brad Taylor's here again.
He's there again, dude. And I'm like, this freaking kid, man. Like, he's my enemy. And one of the bands, I wish I could remember what their name was, but they were just like the coolest band. And I saw him over by the stage, and he was over there, and one of the like guitar players or whatever like saw him and then went over there and like fist bumped him or whatever. And it was like, I was like, oh my God, he's like getting the attention that I want. So I decided to go over there, and I'm like, so I kind of go over there in that way and try to just be there and like try to get sort of like I don't know what you would say, like, you know, the same kind of like, hi, can I have a fist bump too kind of thing? But I don't want to just outright ask for it. I want to earn it because I'm there. He's the cool kid. He got there first.
Yeah, he jumps real high.
He jumps real high. Dude, he runs fast. I remember he was running with his shirt flapping, and I was so jealous of that. And I went over there, dude. And
Brad Taylor's so cool.
And all I remember was trying to fist bump one of these dudes while they walked past me, and he just kept walking.
Oh, no.
And I was like, curses foiled again. And I think I saw him probably like 2 or 3 other times. But, dude, everywhere across Texas. For all I know, he could have been like the little brother of one of the band members or something like that. But he was stepping on my turf, man.
What do you think this guy's up to now?
I don't know.
Do you think he's still super cool, or do you think he's 400 pounds bald and has 9 kids?
See, if I had to truly, like, I would love that reality, but I think that the truth is he's probably similar. I think if you grew up in like that music, it's just likely going to be a part of your life. So I wish I met him. I think because I wanted to be friends with him.
Yeah.
Because it was like, this dude's cool, but then he's also stepping on my turf. He was everything I wasn't.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing. All right, guys. That's going to cover it for today. Get at us at Mighty Champions. Hit us with your shrines. Hit us with your rules. Hit us with your arch enemies.
Please.
We desperately need to know. Thank you for making us a part of your day. We'll catch you next week. Peace.